Welcome to Loleventvods. Watch the full game of today's LTA 2025 matchup.
Gonna have to come out hot as our paiN. Of course, Thieves are the #1 seed from the LTA North, so they are going to be going up against LTA South's 4th seed. So, of course, on paper, definitely big favorites here, but the home crowd really loving paiN. They have been chanting non-stop since we got here, and we'll see how much that does affect Thieves, because it is kind of that 6-man advantage for paiN.
All right, let's get into the draft. We've already started things off here, and it looks like we've got some top-side focus coming out from the bands of Thieves. It's Rumble and Mbessa taken off the table. The response from paiN, they'll ban away the Poppy and the Jace. Reminder, we are there on patch 25.S1.3. It's the patch 15.3.
Yep, exactly. We're on third patch of the year.
Yeah,
you know,
I'm still getting used to the new format.
Yep. And it's going to be interesting to see, some of the differences between the regions. Do they favor, different styles of champions? It is going to be Sniper with the first pick, Cassante. Obviously, Rumble is banned out, Mbessa is banned out, Jace is banned out, Poppy's banned out. So a lot of top lane focus. Yes, some of these are flex picks as well, but all viable top lane picks. Zyra and Varus early picks here. Going to be interesting to see, if that, we're assuming it is going to be a Zyra jungle here for Carioca.
Yeah.
And then, of course, this could be, like lethal tempo. It could be poke Varus. But if you are playing alongside that Varus, it can be pretty deadly to have that poke style Varus alongside the Zyra. A lot of damage here, mixed damage as well.
Let's see what Thieves wants to respond to that with. We do have the Skarner banned away alongside the Kalista, those last two bans of the first half of the draft. Sejuani and Yone. So Thieves going to lock in both of their solo lanes with these early power picks. Both of these are blind solos. However, Sejuani with 2 melee solo laners, you're always feeling confident about that.
Also, Quid here, with the Yone, it's a pretty big takeaway from Jinkato. It is his most played. He has 3 picks of it and only 1 of any other champion besides that. So it has been the one he's been preferring a lot so far this year in the LTA. Is going to elect to grab the Corki here. So with Varus already picked, we know this is going to be a Corki mid going up against Quid. And Quid is definitely known for his melee champions, is really good on this style of aggressive champion, has a really strong pairing with River. So this should be a point of power. But, when I think back to Worlds last year, to the loss against R7, it was Sniper, playing tanks, and it was the expectation that River and Quid would be dominating, and they weren't really able to have that same result. So we'll see if they can get a good start here down in Sao Paulo.
Mid Corki, a little bit concerning to me these days after the change with the champion away from the package, trying to engineer him more towards being a bottom laner. I feel like we see more success for him in the bottom lane, so I am curious to see how Jinkato will be able to play this up against Quid's Yone. We have Kai'Sa and Gnar banned away in the second half of the draft. Thus far, back over to paiN for their final ban. Yeah,
more bans, like you said, up towards top lane. We already have Gnar banned away, but there was already, as I touched on, 4 top lane bans, a top lane takeaway, another ban now in the second round, so we're up to maybe the 6th champion there for Weiser. And when I'm looking over at the champions that he does play, the things that he has played so far this year that are still available are Jax and Renekton, so potential to maybe target one of those.
Okay.
But when I am looking over at paiN, they don't have a lot of playmaking right now, so it is going to be the Jax ban. Renekton would be the obvious one if he wants to stick to champions that he has already played so far this year. That's the last remaining one. Everything else has been banned out, and we'll see if he is going to go that direction, or if he feels he needs to go a little bit of a different route, because like I said, they're really low on engage. They're really low on playmaking for now. Of course, you could draft a hard engage support and try to fix it that way, and it looks like that may be the choice if they are going to go Aurora top.
So I am looking at all of these top lane bans that you're talking about, right? You're looking at Thieves, 4 out of 5 top lane bans. First pick for the top laner with the Cassante, Sniper needs to perform in this first game. They are putting so many draft resources into curating this experience in the top lane to be a favorable one for him. That means he needs to be the one paying the dividends on that later on with this game. I think there should be pretty high expectations for his performance given all of these draft resources. Thieves will pick the Ashe for themselves for the marksman role, and they'll have the Rakan down there for the support. And exactly what you're saying, engage. There are so many go buttons on this Thieves squad.
And there's so many targets. All 4 of the first 4 picks here from paiN are viable engage targets. You don't really need to say, we have to get past this guy and past that guy, and we have to get just to the Varus. You can go on the Varus, you can go on the Corki, you can go on the Zyra, you can go on the Aurora. Any of them are great options there. It is going to be Rel here as that last pick for paiN, so Curry's going to get some engage for the squad, so they do have a go button now finally. But, I do think this Thieves draft, it's going to be scary for paiN to deal with here, because if you are out positioned at all, any of them can be very easy to pick off. Even the rail, while it's not an ideal target, it's a support. It's not a true tank. It is not going to be a super tanky champion. So pretty much you hit anyone with your Ash Arrow, and it should be a free pick.
Yeah, I'm gonna try not to be biased here, but man, I like 100 Thieves draft so much better in this first game. I feel like if paiN falls behind even a little bit, exactly what you're talking about, where everybody is vulnerable, how do you creep back into your own territory to establish vision once your opponents take over the jungle?
Yeah.
How do you manage to try to like move forward to check into an objective if you're not already first there? It feels like paiN has got to be ahead from the very beginning, or they're toast.
I agree, but they do have some tools to do that. Varus, very strong laner. Rakan obviously is not. You look up towards top lane, it's Aurora, very strong 1v1 if they can actually avoid the lane swap or match the lane swap that I'm expecting would be coming through from 100 Thieves. And also Zyra expected to clear, a lot faster than Zed20 to be able to power farm, maybe be first showing up to those objectives. But I think, to start things off, it's going to be all about the potential level 1 here, because if I'm 100 Thieves, I definitely want to go into a lane swap. I want FBI and Ayla, matching up and holding that Aurora down, because Cassante is fantastic in those situations.
Yeah.
And, Aurora needs the farm, needs that experience, whereas Cassante can really deal with a lot less.
And it's one thing that I think will be very interesting, not just across this particular head-to-head, but across all of our opening matchups here this weekend, is seeing how well the Southern teams can adapt to things like the lane swaps from the North. Because traditionally, when you look at the state of macro in League of Legends, you're going to see the more advanced strategies be more often utilized by the teams that are in the Tier 1 regions, right? If you look at Brazil trying to keep up with NA and things like the lane swap, they're generally going to have a lot more work to do in those departments. I want to see how well prepared the Brazilian teams and paiN Gaming are for this 100 Thieves squad for North American lane swaps.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I do think that was something that was a bit of an obvious weakness, but earlier today, Chitan told us who he wants to take down during this series.
I think snipers can be a good one, because he's like on the words I could see it, like he's blaming on other players, and like he likes to, he's younger, so he likes to scream or something like that. I see something about him, so yeah, it's gonna be good to shut up him. I think 100 Thieves didn't make it at the Worlds, so they came to Brazil, and it's gonna be happening again.
Well, I'll tell you what's happening again right now. We got some level 1 action. Chitan ends up being the one eating his own words as he is first to fall before minions even spawn.
Yeah, that is rough, because he went in, he had to use his flash, then he re-face checked and had to actually get chased down and killed. He loses his potion. FBI gets the kill, so FBI gets a bot. Didn't have to actually, spend his potion, so he's going to have a significant advantage down on that bot side. This is going to be really tough now for Chitan, and it is going to be that expected lane swap here from the 100 Thieves. As I was talking about, you can see they're doing this style where Weiser is going to lane mid a little bit. This is something I've seen in Brazil, a fair bit. In the LTA South, they like to do this style where they kind of just do this dual lane mid to get some experience on the top laner before they then try to go down and actually answer. What 100 Thieves has elected to do to adapt to this is just have the Rakan lane with the Yone for these early levels, while Ash pushes up in top. So right now, no one is matching top here for paiN. We'll have to see when they elect to actually send Weiser up there, and it looks like he's going to head up right now.
Okay, that's going to be the state of the early lane swap. We'll see what those supports end up wanting to do, how long they'll hang out. Jinkato does have that wave, finally crashing into the turret of Quid back in the mid lane. Really, really curious if we're going to get to see anything more super exciting here out of these lane swaps early on.
And I think what we're trying to see from 100 Thieves is they're saying, could they actually zone Weiser away? That's why Ayla immediately matched and was trying to see if he walked a greedy route. He did not. Cassante, though, meanwhile, has been getting experience this whole time. He was being able to actually soak up most of this. So he's going to be able to grab a lot of this farm. So we'll see how well Weiser does. He did get fully to level 2 before he actually went up towards topside. And as a result, Yone obviously taking some damage because he was laning against not only the Corki, but also the Aurora in those early stages. So he's going to get poked down a little bit. Aurora does get 6 CS, so it's going to be completely tied as far as that experience is concerned there. But I would expect Quid to be kind of slightly ahead as far as XP is. Yeah, just ever so slightly slightly ahead of where the Corki is because there was additional experience sharing that was done by Jinkato.
And you saw Curry sitting there over the Raptor pit wall, was on top of a ward for most of it, doesn't end up making an actual play with the Hex Flash, instead just passing through, soaking a little bit more of that EXP, making his way up towards the top side. He'll join back up with Weiser, make sure that's a safe situation for the paiN Gaming top laner, as Jinkato maintains control over the mid lane, has that health advantage versus Quid that you were talking about because of the extra pressure early on. But now River is hanging around here. If Jinkato overplays this, Carioca now also just hanging out on top of the ward. So 100 Thieves knows he's there. They're very much aware. The Zyra is waiting over the wall. They don't want to overcommit into the Corki here. paiN hoping to set a trap, but 100 Thieves is wise to it.
Yeah, and Carioca reveals himself, did throw down the plant. Quid down quite a bit of farm, as he was in this difficult situation, but they are going to look for a fight.
Yeah, River wanting to jump forward there with the Arctic Assault and the Aftershock, but River is very low. They do hit the knock up there on Jinkato, who has to try to get back now. Quid's going to maximize his damage here with the Soul Unbound. Meanwhile, back in the bottom lane, it's Sniper versus Cheetan. Sniper missed! Cheetan hits him right through the heart with the arrow in the 1v1.
And that's Cheetan for you, man. This guy plays so aggressive. He's willing to take these fights. He actually leads the LTA South in both kills and deaths. So this is not your typical AD carry player who's going to play safe, who's going to prioritize farm. And we can see this fight one more time. It's actually Sniper who is initiating it, knowing that there's no flash on Cheetan. He hits the W, hits the initial Qs, but then that Q misses. And this last one here, again, sidestepped. Sniper predicted that he would be walking forward. 2 Qs misses. That makes the difference there as Cheetan's able to take the fight and get the solo kill on the top laner.
The 2 missed Qs, man. You got to hit those shots if you want to make those challenges. And that is Cheetan there. You can see first in kills, first in deaths. You already said it. Add another 1 to the kill column and 1 to the death column. Exactly. It's all Cheetan here in game number 1.
Yeah, and I mean, he was calling out Sniper, saying he's going to take Sniper down, just like what happened to him at Worlds. You wouldn't think, it's like, that's kind of random. It's an AD carry trash talking a top laner. They're probably not going to interact that much. He just solo killed him in game number 1. 4 minutes in. Didn't expect that.
All right. Meanwhile, Engage coming on the top side. FBI in danger as Curry goes for the engage, and Cheetan again getting paid. paiN Gaming are absolutely beating 100 Thieves up.
Yeah, that is actually huge because they're going to lose all of this experience on the wave as well there. FBI just kind of got chased down. Carioca up here to cover. River will be able to get a lot of this farm, but not a good start at all here for 100 Thieves. Some big mistakes, getting caught out on that 1v1, getting outplayed, then getting killed in the 2v2 up on top side. And it is going to mean Carioca's just going to go straight to the grubs.
Right onto grubs, but River is nearby and waiting, wants to steal away at least one of them. River drops the smite on the first grub, secures that for 100 Thieves. Carioca hanging around, but he backs away. Does not want to overcommit to this position, so it looks like River and Ayla will maintain control of the pit long enough to at least secure grub number 2, but then switching the attention away instead of hard focusing the third one down immediately. Quid level 6, Jinkato level 6. Quid obviously having a lot more big instant power with that ulti, but Jinkato now with all that extra poke, we'll see if he can get Quid low enough for paiN to try to make an additional play. We did see a couple of different players try to make roams up here to see if maybe they could set something up, but it hasn't worked out so far thus yet.
And you can see River took away that last grub. Is going to be spotted here by paiN. He's trying to zone them away from the tower. They know there's no flash on Cheetan, and they're going to try to go for him.
They immediately engage. Cheetan could be in some danger here. Ayla wanted to go forward. Cheetan doing a nice job stepping back to avoid the grand entrance, but it's not nice enough. They just brought enough firepower this time, and 100 Thieves going to grab their second kill of this game. They'll get that money on FBI too.
Yeah, that's really good, but great backstep by Cheetan because that forced out additional summoners. He got the flash from Ayla and the flash from FBI, so that was an expensive kill there for 100 Thieves. Curry going to be able to stop the base as well there from Ayla, but a pretty necessary play. Get that back. The gold now slightly in the favor of 100 Thieves, and this is, as expected, going to be a game that really does come down to the team fights. That's where 100 Thieves have been having a lot of success, and that's where FBI, I think, as well as Ayla, have been making a pretty big difference for the team this year. FBI definitely feeling like he is that more reliable carry that they've been wanting to bring in. You compare to how Tomo was doing last split, it is a significant difference. FBI has been performing very well, but it's not just about the one player, because to me, Ayla has been a big part of that bot lane success. He has been playing much better individually compared to last year as well, so definitely deserves some of the credit for FBI's success down there in the bot lane.
So 8 minutes into the game, and we've got dead even gold between paiN and 100 Thieves. I think if you're paiN, you're feeling great about that one. They're showing us that they're not afraid to just go aggressive every single time. Even if level 1 went a little bit awry, they're still constantly looking for angles. They're always looking for plays, and I feel like that's what our northern teams have to look out for the most. They've got to be ready for these Brazilian squads to just throw down and say, hey, we're going to fight right now. We want to go for this objective.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, win or lose, these are teams that are down to scrap. 100 Thieves, though, they're kind of the same. 100 Thieves, is leading globally as far as bloodiness. They have the most combined kills and deaths in their games globally of any team worldwide. So they are down to scrap, as is paiN. We'll see what 100 Thieves can do here. They get the push mid. Looks like the Dragon is just going to be sacrificed, though, as now we are kind of back to standard lanes here. Ocean Dragon, obviously, going to be nice in the early game. Give it a little bit of additional regen for this laning phase.
Meanwhile, again, this time Ayla is in some serious danger. The Stranglethorns just choke him to death. Beautifully done from paiN to pick up another one. Bit of irresponsible play from Ayla getting caught out there, and that's paiN first to 3 kills.
Yeah, and it's actually pretty rough now, as you say, because that is the feat of warfare, and it also means FBI now is going to get zoned off of the tower. It's going to be able to spot with the hawk shot. That Carioca did go back to base, so we'll be able to walk it back up, but Ayla just totally disrespected their damage. Yes, it is just a support, but it's a support with the Zyra behind him. The Zyra is post level 6, does a lot of damage here.
And you're level 5 Rakan.
Exactly. Really did not pay any respect over to that and gives over a pretty foolish kill there to paiN, who, again, reclaims that early advantage. River going to try to get something back on this top side. We'll see if he can find an angle to go for Jinkato, but there's no minions. It'll be tough.
All right. Meanwhile, finally, we're getting to see our top laners meet one another. Didn't get a whole lot of that in the early game. Quid wants to take advantage of the fact this Corki has no mana left to work with in the mid lane, but Jinkato's safe underneath the turret. He has his jungler nearby. Let's take another look at the replay of how Ayla got caught.
Yeah, just W'd in, didn't pay respect to the fact that Carioca could be in the area. Obviously has no one to E2. The W is down. His flash is down from the top lane play. So once you go in there, you get the surprise that Zyra is around. You get punished very heavily. Honestly, he could have just walked in and contested with just autos and Q or whatever if he wanted and held that W to be able to escape if someone else was there. But because he doesn't, he ends up getting punished.
And then here was our look back at Sniper's words that may or may not have backfired, depending on if you watched.
Well, he didn't retire, so surely he won, right?
Right, yeah, exactly.
Surely that means he won.
It's Schrodinger's Sniper. He was retired and unretired at the exact same time. But we do have another set of grubs spawning now. So far, it's first 3 grubs going over to 100 Thieves. First Drake for paiN. paiN's going to be the first ones here on this second set of grubs. They'll secure the first, but 100 Thieves are looking to arrive and stop them from taking the entire trio. Ash Arrow fired off by FBI. T-Top popping the cleanse, trying to get himself back away, but the counterattack from paiN is huge. Ayla's already down. River's about to drop 2. Quinn doesn't hit anybody here with a Fate Sealed, and 100 Thieves are scattered. paiN Gaming playing so much better.
100 Thieves are just getting stomped in that fight. They got the cleanse out with the Ash ult. They got a flash out with Quid's ult, but they can't pin down anyone. They can't take any kills. And now paiN secure the first major advantage here of the game. It's 3 grubs to 3, but it's 5 kills to 2. They've opened up an over 1,000 gold lead here as well. paiN has got to be feeling really good about this. We'll see if Cheeton can get punished, though. No summoners.
Yeah, they'll catch him there with a bit of the grand entrance. They have to use the ulti too. They don't want to allow Cheeton to try to make this a 1-for-1. So Ayla ends up taking the kill. They would have much rather had this over on FBI, but hey, you'll take it. You need to get something back after this topside fight.
Yeah, we can just watch it again one more time. It's just about the response from paiN. Very, very good. The initial cleanse comes through. The Sejuani ult connects on Curry. They can get nothing done with that. And then look at this turn here. Chains of Corruption. We have the ulti coming through from the Rel. We have the Stranglethorns. Everything getting thrown down and just deleting that front line that is not very tanky yet. Quid's ulti gets flashed. He's forced to flash in response, and then Curry has a really nice Q flash to follow. Is able to lock him down and knock him down. And the home crowd is loving how this first game is starting.
And the only reason they end up getting the kill as safely as they did here in the mid lane is because Rakan still had his ulti to use, because Ayla died instantly in the topside river fight. I really like what we're seeing from paiN, just saying, hey, you know what? Throw the kitchen sink at Ayla. He'll die.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Jinkato there, nice sidestep on the Q3, and Curry has snuck into the brush here. So if 100 Thieves does overcommit, it could be problematic, but Quid going to get the news that Carioca is in the area, and now we'll see that Curry is here as well. So Ayla has moved down. They're going to try to defend this in the the 2v3, but it's more plates being farmed up here by paiN.
Oh, looks like we might have a catch, though. Chitan gets hit by the Glacial Prison. FBI ready to follow it up, but with Carioca making his appearance, this could be turned quickly back against 100 Thieves. River and FBI have to try to escape, but Weiser has arrived with the TP. River still in serious danger. The rain of arrows connects. Another piercing shot ready to go, and Chitan gets another on the Varus.
Nicely done. I mean, they went for the engage on him, but they couldn't collapse on Chitan for so long, so they didn't actually have any real follow-up to be able to knock him down after that initial look. And now Quid very low here is going to be pushed back by Genkato. Another plate goes their way. More farm is lost. 100 Thieves still within the 1.5K, but it's paiN that are winning out, and it feels like every one of these skirmishes.
Really, really good game one that we're seeing from paiN here. Never afraid of 100 Thieves, outplaying them in multiple different situations. And honestly, Azael, it feels like 100 Thieves is really just kind of all over the place. We're seeing attempts at picks, but there's no follow-up. We're seeing attempts at team fights, but there's no coordination. 100 Thieves might have came into this thinking that they were going to be a little bit in store for an easier match than they were, and it's getting turned on its head.
Well, we'll see if they can start to battle back here, as Carioca going to be starting up the Dragon. Would be the second Dragon of the game for them. 100 Thieves obviously not too worried about Assault just yet, but they have been getting, you know, this slight advantage is extending here. The objective advantage looking good as well.
That's Feats right there, easy peasy. 2 Drakes, 3 Grubs, easy stuff for paiN Gaming. Man, 100 Thieves starting to slip a little bit as Chitan going to get this next wave pushed up here in the mid lane. You can see gold advantages everywhere for paiN except for the top lane. Now that one's even going to switch over by about 3 gold to favor Weiser, as Genkato will take the first turret of the game down here in bot lane. He is allowing this to eat as many of the minions as possible before he takes that last shot and claims that one. Full solo gold here for the Brazilian mid laner. And man, paiN Gaming continue looking good as we're now 15 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, absolutely. And with the lead that they've built for themselves, you know, they're sitting in a really good spot. They do have powerful counter engage here with both the Aurora and the Rel and the Zyra. So a lot of damage that can be thrown out. And when you're playing this comp from a lead, and it feels like 100 Thieves is always kind of behind the 8 ball a little bit, you know, their ultimates are just forcing summoners. They're not getting kills, right? So, you know, if you're in that situation, it can get very, very difficult because there are so many threats. So if you go forward and you don't kill someone off immediately with Quid's ult, with River's ult, well, all of a sudden you're getting hit by 4 carries, and you are not going to last long if you are far in there. So 100 Thieves did really like their draft, but are now in a difficult spot as they've fallen pretty far behind here in the early game.
And that's what we were talking about back in the draft, right? Is it feels like paiN needs to be ahead. This comp isn't going to feel good if it's second to the objective, if it's having to face check into their own very dark, unwarded jungle. But paiN from this point of the game feels great. And I really want to see if they can keep that momentum up, because that was one of the things that I was most concerned with watching the LTA South games on my own, is how well they were able to convert leads into wins in the mid game. I want to see if paiN can keep the paiN train rolling.
Yeah, absolutely. Chitan?
Nope, just pops the cleanse. He'll walk away from that one. But again, just what you said earlier, engage tools are just becoming summoner spell poppers.
Yeah.
They're not leading to kills.
Exactly. They need to find better fights. Quid gonna look for a skirmish here on the side lane.
Genkato losing a lot of HP on that one, but not dead. Just going to drink the potion, head back down to the lane, stay underneath the turret, and catch the wave.
Yeah, and again, when you spend your ultis, you know, and you just get that summoner out, you know, that's great if you can find a kill later on, but until that happens, you don't really have a way into the fight, so they're not going to actually contest here on that top side. 100 Thieves did start up the Herald, but then elected to give it up. Weiser's going to back off here and play defensively on that side, and Curry, as well as Carioca, moving down towards this bot side again to maybe put some pressure on FBI.
All right, FBI, you got to respect this Zyra. Uh-oh, Chains of Corruption fly out. FBI with a fast cleanse to make sure there is no follow-up from Carioca. But paiN have their sights set on the tier 1 turret. Couple more auto attacks takes that one down. And paiN is now up 2 Drakes and 2 turrets over 100 Thieves.
Yeah, River maybe going to be able to interrupt that recall. Cannot do it. And though Quid will have the advantage in the side lane in the 1v1, you know, he has the Blade of Rune King done, and just the nature of their champions is going to mean he should be more successful in the side lane than the Corki. The problem is they already lost the tower in mid and bot, so it's very dangerous to actually be pushing up very far. You don't have anywhere to really retreat to, so Quid is going to have to be safe. They do have some wards covering for him, and he will spot Carioca and get the bad news that he has to get out of there. You can see they also took that scuttle on bot side, and that spotted Curry, but he has so far to run now. He's going to have to use the ult.
Wow, yeah. Has to fade Seal just to try to get away from it, but
chasing.
Curry's ready to follow it up. They know that without that ulti, Quid doesn't have any real escape mechanisms. The Rift Herald going to be taken by 100 Thieves on the opposite side of the map at the same time, and paiN does not end up getting anything out of Quid. Yes, they get the ulti, but no summoner spells forced on that one, means that across the map, this feels like a better play for 100 Thieves.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, a bit of an overchase, I think, from paiN. Really wanted to see if they could get something more from that than the ultimate, but 100 Thieves do at least get something over on the top side and have closed the gold lead a little bit. You know, it was up to about 3K. It's down, back down to about 2. It is going to be that Hextech Soul, though, which is incredibly powerful. And again, both the tier 1 towers near that area are already gone, so it's harder to set up for that. I don't think 100 Thieves is going to want to just give over Soul Point here with such a powerful soul on the table, because that really puts you one mistake away from losing the game.
Yeah, it's really tough stuff. We do have that next Drake spawning in about 45 seconds. Otacon will be entering the Rift in about 30 seconds after that. He will be on the opposite side of the map from the Drake pit, though, so it's not like you can immediately just run a Drake fight into both objectives, one after the other. paiN with total control over this bottom side river, though. Look at all the vision. They've got the control ward in the side brush on mid. They've got a couple of wards placed down over the wall leading into the 100 Thieves jungle.
Oh, Sniper is far up.
Sniper pretty far forward, but he is still Cassante, so just walks it off.
That's a good point. Yeah.
I mean, it's something you have to consider. When a champion is overextended, are they Cassante or not? If they're
Cassante has not changed champions. He's still Cassante.
Okay, we've not mid-game changed champions, so he's still got a good chance of getting out because of Cassante.
Yeah, walks it off and is able to escape. But, you know, always are going to be nervous about these setups. You know, we'll see if 100 Thieves are going to be able to make it happen, though, this time around. Quid just pushing up on top side. Getting a nice little chunk down onto Weiser here, using that W shield to absorb some of the damage, but it's just going to be a quick start on the Dragon for paiN.
Yeah, paiN is daring 100 Thieves to step up and try to stop them. Curry's going to run interference. Carioca, Titan, and Jinkato all looking to burst down the Drake, but Carioca's going to be the one in trouble. Flashes forward into the Drake pit to guarantee he's able to land the smite. Ayla's going to be taken low, but again, the fate seal from Quid is not going to find a target. Curry down to 200 HP, but FBI is first to die. 100 Thieves still going to stand and fight. Sniper in the pit, looking to take down Titan with the all-out this time, and he gets him. Between worlds from Weiser, Sniper is still alive, but he finally drops a double kill back over to Jinkato. He's trying to outfight him, but it ain't going to work. A triple for the Corki, and he's finally shut down. 100 Thieves, 5 for 3.
It's a bloodbath, and 100 Thieves come out as far as the gold is concerned, but still the Dragon going to paiN is a big deal here. They just straight up rush it down. They don't allow River to get in the pit. You can see his Ash Arrow came over the wall there onto Carioca, but what a counter engage from Curry. They spent both River's ult and FBI's ult onto the Zyra, but Curry just denies him from getting into the pit, buys the time for Carioca there to finish off the Dragon to move themselves to Soul Point. And yes, Quid's ult did not connect on Chitan because he flashed it, but that meant he had no way out of the pit. So 100 Thieves just come around here. They wait for that Soul Unbound to come back up for Quid, and Quid just goes over the wall, is able to help take down Jinkato, get some much needed gold there. 400 Thieves. Golden Glue looking happy about it, but still, you are one Dragon away from giving over that soul and potentially losing this game. And I think paiN still in a pretty good spot, despite now a slight gold lead here for 100 Thieves.
Exactly. They put the down payment on the success later, but if 100 Thieves can end up really pushing this forward, we might not never get to the spot where that pays off.
Top damage Sejuani in that fight from either side.
Tank, by the way.
He got a lot of work done. Credit to him. So that's a lot of Heartsteel procs. But when you look over at the comp from paiN as well, like, it's hard to think of a comp that really uses that Hextech Soul that much better, right? There's so many easy ways to apply poke, you know, Zyra plants and Corki rockets and piercing arrows from the Varus. Like, that is going to be so hard to deal with. And the slowdown means that you're going to be able to have those chase downs and the kite outs a lot more easily. But Otacon obviously on the table and will be the big focus here.
That's what I'm ready to see. How soon are we fighting over this, and how bloody does it get? If we've got 8 dead bodies for a Dragon,
we're going 9, baby.
Yeah, we got to go at least 9 for an Otacon on
8
this
is light work for these two teams. These two teams love to fight here. 100 Thieves trying to play the map, though, and do have a good setup to be able to do it. You can see Sniper taking down that bot lane tower, will grab the gold, and now it is a 1,000 gold lead here for 100 Thieves, so it's about a 4K swing. They were nearly 3K behind earlier, and Quid being enabled up on the top side. They're controlling vision well. FBI is pushing up mid, so it's a better setup on the map here, 400 Thieves. And yes, they are close to giving over that soul, but they haven't done it yet.
Oh, nice fade seal coming out from Quinn and over the wall. 100 Thieves are ready to follow up. Weiser is already dead, and Curry's next on the menu. They need a little bit more damage to finish off the kill, but they want to change their guns. Over to Chinkado next. Immediately pouring damage into the Corki. River is still alive. This is what we were talking about. The button says go, and they cannot stop. 3 for 100 Thieves.
100 Thieves all come up to the top side there. The teleport quick from Sniper. The initial engage great, and River survives. This is going to be more rewards as well. Carioca stops his recall. He is spotted by the ward. He wants to see if there's any way he can get over here to Otacon, but realistically, when you are spotted, it would just be a death sentence. So it's going to be 100 Thieves grabbing the buff here, taking the Otacon, and back-to-back team fights.
What a hero move from Quid, making the engage like he did. Let's go back and look at it again. The Uber Eats delivery straight into the waiting arms of the rest of the Thieves.
Yeah, Quid delivers himself in, and that is looking fresh on the engage. Gets the initial kill onto Weiser with River, and is able to, get that engage far enough away from the tower that the tower never really got involved here from Jinkado. And then as Sniper arrives here, him and River just team up to take down Jinkado. Carioca has no real way in. Cheetan has no real way in. And you can tell it's a big deal. 400 Thieves. They're going to have a much better setup now around this dragon. Jinkado limping out of what was a fight against Quid there that we didn't see during the replay, but able to barely survive. And 100 Thieves all down around that dragon. Clearly want to have full vision control on the spot side and make sure it's a repeat of that Otacon fight on top side.
100%, man. 100 Thieves are in a great spot now. For the first 18 minutes of the game, paiN felt like they had a serious advantage. They had a serious edge. The first thing we really saw them slip on was the overcommitment bottom that led to the Herald going the way of 100 Thieves, and I felt like that was a bit of a symptom of things to come. This is what we talked about, where when you compare Tier 1 regions with Tier 2 regions, the way that they move around the map, the way that they make their macro calls is usually the biggest difference, and that's where it feels like 100 Thieves have been able to come out on top over paiN. Now they're pulling them across the map a little bit. Now they're just building this lead more and more. Engage coming out from Curry, though. Nicely done to force out the first false life. Sniper's got to try to get away now, but he will not do so. paiN, good job finding 2 for free there. Obviously, you're just getting the Otacon passives, but you want to knock these things off. You want to get anything you can get because the Drake is alive.
And it's 15 seconds now. This is the nerfed one, so FBI's not going to be there.
They're going in for it. Curry's very low, and Quid is unstoppable. He's already found the first kill, and he's about to find a second. Cheetan is down. Huge moves coming out from the Thieves to try to keep their chances at the Drake alive. River's still standing. It takes so much damage to try to get through this.
FBI's coming.
The Arctic assaults his way away, and now FBI's made his way back into the fight. He wants to find some damage, but he needs to get away from between worlds. Carioca trying to escape back over the wall, and Sniper is ready to go. Another volley over the wall as FBI continues the chase, and now a TP back in from Quid to get himself back into the fight, and they have won it. 100 Thieves will force paiN back and deny the soul.
Really great initial engage, though, from paiN to actually force the fight before 100 Thieves were ready. They got those initial kills, and with that delayed rebirth, it looked like they were maybe going to be able to make it happen, but look at this engage again. River and Quid making it happen, getting the instant kill onto Curry, taking down Cheetan as well, and surviving for so long. And then it's just about buying time until River can arrive, until FBI can arrive. As FBI goes through the Hex Gates, it looked like he just went too far, honestly, here, and I was worried about him getting potentially caught, but he's able to flash back, buy some time, and Sniper knows, you know what, all I need to do is chase them down, buy time for Quid to arrive. He's teleporting in as well, and that's exactly what him and FBI were able to do. They get the kill on Jinkado, they push the extra members out, they claim the dragon, and they stop that quick march to Soul, at least for now.
All right, that's the first one stopped, but they got to keep doing it time after time after time after time for the rest of the game.
I will draw your eyes to Quid's items, though. The IE is complete, and that is where things get terrifying against the Yone. That's where you go from, really high sustained damage, pretty good burst, to all of a sudden you're just instantly dead if he finds that perfect engage.
I don't know about you, Isaac. Usually when I'm against Yone, I'm terrified as soon as the champ's locked in. Right now, Curry is terrified, seeing him moving his way towards him as 100 Thieves find the collapse on the enemy support, and that is the only true frontline, the only true engage for paiN. Now they got to try try to figure out some sort of a way to maintain their positioning in their own jungle, as 100 Thieves has control over everything.
Yeah, and you have to look at all of the missing summoners because we had such a big battle down on that bot side. Really the only major carry for 100 Thieves. He's the only person at all, actually, that has flash is Quid. And then you look over at Jinkato missing flash, Cheetan missing flash. Those are premium targets now for Quid here. Karyoka has his flash, as does Weiser, but those are a little bit less important as far as the impact they are going to have in most team fights.
All right, 100 Thieves with control over enemy jungle, placing down some of the vision. Again, the Baron is the focus, at least for the next 3.5 minutes until that Drake is back alive. So 100 Thieves wants to choke paiN out of this quadrant of the map. Make that jungle very, very dark. Make it very difficult for anybody that's not Curry with multiple people behind them to back him up to face check any of the brush.
I mean, even Curry is really having troubles now, you know, just fighting for vision because we've hit this point in the game. Like, once you cash out your support item, you kind of stop getting income unless you're winning fights, right? You know, you really are reliant on winning fights, getting assists, getting kill gold, taking down towers. They haven't done that for quite some time, so his items have not really been changing very much, and with just the Zeeks, you're not going to be very tanky. If you get caught by any sort of CC, you can get burst down.
Okay, Baron Pit, again, totally controlled. 100 Thieves, paiN just trying to move themselves forward ever slowly.
This one little clever ward there against the wall there by the Baron Pit has not been spotted by 100 Thieves, so paiN likely will have knowledge if they see someone on that ward. You know, that is probably going to be a spot that FBI would be on vision from if he's hitting the Baron, you know, just outside that pit. So it is a clever ward placement, hasn't been spotted. We'll see if they get the info. If FBI moves over, they will know, but for now, they don't have that information. It's just being two-manned, and it is going to be paiN trying to move in and check over the wall here, but Ayla's on the side.
Yeah, Ayla's going to see him. Control ward over the wall from paiN shows them that the Baron is now down below half HP, and 100 Thieves are not stopping. FBI fires off the arrow. Follow-up engage from Sniper as Quick comes over the wall with a Q3 into the fade sealed, and yes, their fate is sealed right here. A double kill back over to Quid. The Baron for 100 Thieves. Weiser and Cheetan running as Jinkato and Curry have already fallen, and 100 Thieves see their green light to go, go, go. Quid wants even more, and Cheetan barely survives long enough. He doesn't even need to hit the Qs. It's Infinity Edge Yone. Just right-click and collect the money. Easy stuff for 100 Thieves. It's another one fight. It's another big objective. Isaac, I think this one's done.
Yeah, it's looking like it. An insult to injury. Cheetan was about a second off having the flash there when Yone was able to take him down. We can see them pushing up all these waves here, pushing up mid and top. They're going to collect that tier 2 top very likely and want to look to try to threaten for even more. Soul on the table, still here for paiN, but when you're down nearly 9,000 gold now, the Soul alone would not be enough. We can watch this fight one more time. It's a really good setup here from 100 Thieves. They controlled vision for so long, and then as paiN tries to move forward, Ash Arrow, Sejuani ult, engage from Sniper, engage from Ayla, Quid over the wall. Everyone gets over there and bursts down these members. Karyoka is forced to flash out immediately, so he had no shot to get in there for a steal. Really well controlled, really well set up there from 100 Thieves, and now they are looking to grab this dragon here and then likely try to close in and see if they can finish off the game. We'll see if paiN even wants to fight for the dragon because, yeah, Soul's on the table, but if you lose there, it's probably GG.
I feel like it's already GG. If I'm paiN, I'm full sending it for a Dragon Soul. Just see if you can maybe get it. It feels like your only chance to maybe have an opportunity back into the game, because 100 Thieves being up 9,000 gold, 100 Thieves having the comp where they can always decide when the fights happen is just so difficult for paiN to answer. Cheetan's piercing arrow just does no damage to River while he has the Aftershock and the Arctic armor up.
And no one is matching Quid right now, so 100 Thieves don't even have to rush the play. They can just take this tier 2 top for free. Someone is going to have to answer, and there's also a wave down on the tier 3 bot that is crashing that paiN is not answering, so they're getting split across the map. Mercurial is done on Quid, so he is not easy to control, and really the 100 Thieves 4 just have to delay. Someone's got to answer from paiN, or they're just going to lose the game to Quid.
Quid's knocking on the door, but nobody on paiN Gaming's ready to answer. That tier 3 turret will not last very long as Cheetan and the rest of the paiN Gaming squad try to force their way into the bottom side.
He's going to go for the Nexus towers.
Yeah, there's no reason to stop, man. Nobody's coming back to try to interfere with this. 100 Thieves are now going to look to stop the ports. River threw a Sejuani ulti off into the abyss, but that doesn't matter a whole lot. The 4v5 from 100 Thieves going in after paiN Gaming as Quid's going in straight for the end. paiN hobbling back to their own base. Nobody at 100 Thieves is dead yet. Quid's allowing the minions to hit the turret so he can guarantee his push onto the second one. It's going to be an open Nexus. Quid's still working on it, needs a little bit more damage. paiN scrambling to try to get back in time as 100 Thieves looks to stop the backs. Sniper joins up with the other solo laner from 100 Thieves, and he and Quid are just going to kill this Nexus right now, 32 minutes in.
100 Thieves taking the first game of the America stage here over paiN. It was a scary early game for the #1 LTA North seed.